Hey, Stavvy baby. Big fan. Thank you for all you do. And thank you to the guest, whoever's answering this question. I know you're phenomenal.
She's right about
However, right now, I'm dealing with an issue. I've been in a relationship for 6 years.
Good.
He doesn't want to fuck me. He doesn't want to
Whoa.
talk to me, but I guess we're supposed to get married and have kids. But he refuses to talk to me about anything. We're in relationship counseling. While in counseling, he acts like he's open to things. And then once it ends, it's just all out the window and completely meaningless. I'm not really sure what to do. I guess, I don't know, 6 years, is he interested in me or not? Should I just leave? I don't know, Stavvy. What do I do? Blonde hair, medium tits.
Nice.
Not huge like you like, but, you know,
I'm open
medium.
to all titties.
Wow.
Anyways, thanks for listening to my call. What do I do when my boyfriend doesn't want to be around me? Thank you.
Just answered your own fucking question. Wow.
I know, this one's like, come on, respect yourself, baby girl. He doesn't want to fuck you or talk to you, but you're going to get married to this fucking guy?
6 years.
And look, that's the tough thing, but it's sunk cost, right? It's like, that shit's over. You can't, everyone thinks like, well, it's been 6 years, I don't want to waste those. Those 6 years are gone, whether you're single now or you're in a loveless marriage. You're not getting those 6 years back. It's about the next 5, 10, whatever, rest of your life. And before we finish giving this woman advice, I want to go on the record here. Yes, of course, I love huge titties, right?
But this is a go on the record.
This is a. This
is there something more occurring here?
It's important I set the record straight. Of course I love huge titties, but if you're a titty connoisseur, you appreciate titties of all shapes and sizes. So if you've been thinking about sending me pictures of your breasts and you're not doing it because your titties aren't big enough, you couldn't be more wrong. And I just want, and that's not to our caller, this is just a general statement I'd like out there in the universe. I appreciate all titties. I'm just a big fan of tits. What can I say? Now, thank you, Eldest. Let that ride a little longer. I'm a hero, and I'll look at and put your titties in my mouth. Pretty positive. You got a pretty good rate of success. Some of my finest relationships have started with a completely unasked for pictures of breasts in my inbox. Just something to keep in mind. Now, back to our friend here. And I don't know if you want to go on record on your stance on tits.
They're all.
They're all good. They're all personal. You got to hear.
There isn't one woman who doesn't have a perfect breast. That's it.
You heard it here first, folks.
They're like pistachios.
That's right.
Tell you, and I will tell you that that is really. This is really kind of true. I mean, it was the major discovery of my life is that it's easier for people would rather be, the last thing people want to be is single.
Yeah.
They want a good relationship. If they don't have a good relationship, they want a bad relationship.
Right.
And finally, they want to be single. Okay?
Yeah.
And so the reason you don't want to leave the relationship is because it's comfortable with the fact that, I don't have to, I've got all this stuff going. What am I going to do? How am I going to fill my time?
Yes.
If I have to think about the fact that he's not fucking me and talking to me,
right,
what else am I going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
It gives you something to fixate on, even if it's bad. Yeah.
And being single is way better than being in a bad relationship. And I'm just going to tell you, here's a tip. You're in a fucking awful relationship.
Yeah, truly. There's not one. I mean, her tone alone.
I know.
I've never heard anyone so this is one of the most depressed voicemails we've ever gotten, and we've had a lot of people about to kill themselves call into this podcast. I mean, I think you're just in a tough space. You're in a horrible relationship. Not wanting to fuck and not wanting to talk. It's got to be one or the other. Sometimes a bad relationship is like, we've grown, we've completely lost the spark, but we're best friends, and that's a weird thing that you have to manage. And then, or it's, we hate each other, but boy, oh boy, does he knock my pussy out of the park, right? But you got neither. You're batting 0 for 2. Yeah. This guy fucking sucks. You don't want to be, and he might be here's the other thing. He might just be a coward who doesn't want to be in this relationship either, right? Like, how many people Like I know I have plenty of friends, and I've been this guy in the past where I don't want to just be like to be the one breaking up. So I'll just fucking be a shitty boyfriend or whatever, and that's a mark of like of young male cowardice.
Yeah.
Where it's like instead of saying my feelings, it's like, why don't I act like a dickhead and hopefully she'll do the hard emotional work, And that might be a little bit of what's going on here. It's also strange that he will be performative in relationship counseling.
Yeah, that's weird.
That to me is like a bit of a weird people pleaser, like teacher's pet nerd kind of fucking vibe where he wants another person to think he's a good boyfriend but doesn't give a fuck how you actually feel. Red flags all around. Go get those medium blonde titties sucked by somebody who's happy to have them and who will have a nice conversation with you. Don't worry about those 6 years. If you can't, if think about how you feel right now. Is this what you want the rest of? Do you want? And by the way, it's not going to be as good as this. It's going to get worse over time. Do you want this or slightly worse for the rest of your life? I don't think so. So I think you know exactly what the fuck to do here.
Yeah, and I also think there is nothing in there. If you had said at the end, by the way, my boyfriend makes $10 million.
Right.